Time wasted is life wasted, believed by my today's guest, a professional mentor, career coach, NLP practitioner, and a work-life balance trainer. Passionate about knowledge, holding an electronics engineering and MBA degree. 25 plus years of working experience with various leading corporate MNCs, won various awards, and the most prestigious being the Microsoft Global Award CPE. Still grounded with humbleness and a blessed family, he is Mr. Vijay Bachu. For my today's episode, which is titled as We Are One, from the season Oneness, the Divine Love, and I'm your guest, I'm your host, Nafisa, from the podcast Basics to Bloom. Welcome, Vijay sir. How are you?
Hi Nafisa, thank you so much. Good evening. I'm doing very well. I hope you're also doing good.
Yeah, thank you. I'm absolutely fine and all things going on well, pretty well.
Great.
Yeah, so nice to have you here in my show today. Thank you for giving me your time.
Thank you so much, Nafisa, for having me. I'm indeed humbled when you kind of contacted me to kind of participate in your, in your podcast, and it's really so fortunate for me to kind of participate and then share my bit of learning with your listeners and everybody.
Thank you. Yeah, I am in fact grateful for that. And so how was your day so far? It's evening, almost we are heading towards the end of the day. So how was it so far?
Well, day has been pretty eventful, I would say, because the place where I stay, it's been raining continuously since morning, and my thoughts were with all those people who had to kind of go out, people who need a shelter, birds, animals, kind of life completely throws people and everybody out of gear. So, my thoughts have been, praying for everybody to have, a peaceful, existence during the rains. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I use the word grounded was correct for you, it seems. Yeah. So tell us more. Like I came while going through your profile. I've seen you have won so many awards and you worked with so many good corporate, the MNCs. So share some of your journey so far, how it has been and your achievements. What do you think? How far you have accomplished your dream and everything with us? If you are comfortable about your journey, you can share that.
Sure, I will. I would say I was, I'm blessed to kind of having born in a family which has more of a modern outlook, but with a traditional belief, right? So, right from my birth, I normally say I grew up in the east and the north. I studied in the western part, and now today I work for a living in the southern part and having belonged from the southern part itself. So I would say it has given me all the outlook, from a well-rounded point of view. So I'm really grateful because I can interact with people. I can I've been blessed to know about 5 to 6 languages that
awesome.
I can talk and carry on my day-to-day work. Yeah. So after that, after my studies, I worked in Delhi, places like Delhi, then Kolkata, and then I came to Bangalore. From Bangalore, I was fortunate enough to get a posting within the same organization in Singapore. So I was there in Singapore for about 4 years, and then came back to Bangalore, and then finally at Hyderabad, because this is where we are from, and high time that I settle down. But at the point of settling down, I thought it should be something where you are contented, for the reason why you kind of came into existence. And my passion is to help people and to kind of realize my passion, which is learning, and then sharing my knowledge with others. That's when I entered the training world, with a certification. Not that I was not delivering training earlier. In my all roles, in my other jobs also, I always used to love talking to people, interact, sharing my knowledge, learning from them onwards. And this, I thought I should take it forward with the official certification and then getting into the corporate and academic training. And that is where I am today, as you know.
That's really, a roller coaster sort of, not exactly roller coaster, but what I feel like you have been exposed to so many cultures, so many type of people. That is really amazing. I also like to travel a lot just because of getting that exposure of different cultures, different type of people, to gain that experience. As you rightly said that you are a knowledge seeker, and so am I. So
absolutely,
meeting people and knowing the cultures actually help a lot, to give us practical glimpses of this.
Absolutely. You're spot on.
Yeah, very, very nice. Lovely journey you have been. Awesome. So these are actually real life experiences, which we cannot get from theory. These are not theoretical. That is what I very practical thing, and they will be with us, and we will pass on this through our DNA to our next generations also, and they will be very real things.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, today, this generation is kind of doing things a lot more faster, much more quicker. They're super smart. They're far more intelligent. Thanks to Googles and Bings and all these smart apps.
Yeah, exactly. They are our updated versions. Of course, they have to be faster than us.
Oh yes.
Correct. So coming to spirituality, as we are more into, my subject is is about spirituality. So what do you think? You're a God-loving person or a God-fearing person?
Okay, so let me start off, by saying that, my primary belief is we are all one. The world is a family, and which goes by the, common saying Vasudeva Kutumbakam, right? And Vasudeva Kutumbakam is a Sanskrit line, from the Upanishads, which is a very famous part of, it's also known as Vedanta. People who are in this kind of lineage would know that. And so coming to religion and spirituality, let me share my understanding of religion and spirituality, and then I can also talk about how I went into experiencing these. So
sure, please go ahead.
Yeah. So the very basic belief of super force behind all of us, that is what is my understanding of religion. Basically the energy that created this world and all the diverse living creatures, organisms, so that basic belief is what I understand is religion. Of course, there are different belief systems and different names and different customs, faiths, and then they are named differently as probably Buddhism, Sikhism, Islam, Hinduism, Zoroastrianism, etc. So that is my core understanding of the word religion. When it comes to spirituality, I would say staying connected to this super force. I spoke about this belief of the super force in the religion. So staying connected to the super force, for example, praying every day, it's, to me, it is being spiritual. Okay. But then, there are a lot of people, especially in today's generation. And I don't mean anything that saying that something is wrong or something is right.
Yeah.
People do not practice a religion, who do not pray, who do not meditate, for example. But they care for other people, right? They care for other people. They care for animals. They care for plants. They care for planet Earth. cleanliness and all that, even they can be termed as spiritual, to my
Of
understanding. It is
course.
only
Yes,
that,
it is.
yeah, only that the belief system kind of differs from one person to another person.
Correct.
So that is my understanding, and basically this came as a result of my earliest interaction with my grandmother. She's my mom's mom. I
Mm-hmm.
had only one grandmother when I was born. The other
Okay.
three mom's dad
Uh-huh.
and dad's parents all passed away before I was born. So she was my, uh, you know,
Only
uh,
source of enlightenment.
yes, 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 you're right. So she narrated many stories, and I was really attracted to that. And in turn, I passed it on to my kids. And,
Mhm.
so basically, that was the belief system, acceptance of something, like a super force, or example, life after death, uh,
Correct.
existence of the soul.
Mhm.
These are all the belief systems that I kind of grew up. So you may call me that I am God believing, God fearing, I would say, God believing, and faith is, I think, you also, when you talk about religion and spirituality, then comes faith, which is more of a trust or a confidence in something or somebody, right? So that is more of a faith I would talk about. Did I miss any question? I think I kind of
Oh
answered.
no, I appreciate the way you, answered this beautifully. Like in a very balancing way, you came up with that. You are a God loving. I mean,
Yeah.
and also God fearing. Of course, like we do. If we do, as I remember, when all of us must have faced this, right? When we were kids,
Mhm.
and our moms used to scold us by the name of dad will come and I'll complain against you that you did that. So
Yes.
same way, but we know at the deepest core of our heart that dad is not going to scold us.
Oh, yes. Yes.
But then that fear was developed that yes, he might scold, but that
Yes.
love was also there. That
Oh, yes.
so that balancing is similar with God also. We have to have that fear as
Yeah.
well as yeah, correct. I love the way you balanced this question
Yeah,
beautifully.
yeah, yeah. In fact, I don't. I will kind of not do justice if I don't add this part. In fact, my parents were like that. They never scolded me. But they used to kind of make sure that that I was being monitored, and they kind of let me have a free way, and that is something which probably I had seen very less number of parents doing during my generation. I mean, today a lot of people, of course, do follow, but at that point of time, because they had grown up in a joint family, whereas my family, my dad's family had already become nuclear by the time we grew up, and he
Okay.
used to have a transferable job, and therefore, only four of us, my parents, me, and my sister, we used to go from place to place. That's how the independence also kind of was given.
That is very important. The way our childhood grooming is done, that develops, complete. I mean, develops our personality when we grew up as an adult. I completely agree. And as you rightly said, that your grandmother was there to, connect you to something like what we call divine or God. So that
Yes.
one seed should always be there in the family, and that role always is what I have also seen is played by the grannies, whether grandfather or grandmother, but the
Yes.
grannies, they do take part. I mean,
Correct.
they are the source of enlightenment, even in my
Especially in the
case.
Indian system, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
uh,
that's true, and we are so connected with our grannies, right? That
yeah,
yeah.
true. Yes.
Correct. So, do you follow any type of rituals that makes you feel you're more connected to the supreme power, or you like you are the way you said that if you are connected with the nature, that also helps, something like that? Any daily
uh,
ritual?
yes, yes. And again, I will go back to where and how I started. So, very early in the childhood, being the first child of my parents, I used to see my dad praying in the prayer room after his bath, so every day. So that kind of raised the curiosity factor in me. And till date, I'm very curious on knowing what exactly is the science behind something, So I used to ask him, why do you go there? Why do you spend so much time there? And all that. And of course, the religion followed by me is, Hinduism. And today, I mean, actually, it rightfully needs to be termed as Sanatana Dharma. Okay, Hinduism is actually Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana means eternal or absolute, and Dharma means your duties. Okay, so somebody, absolute duties is what is the true meaning of Hinduism. And of course, here, there is idol worship, festivals, customs, and rituals, and all that, which my father and mother used to follow, and that's how I kind of got into it. So not to that level that they were, but yes, today I do a little bit of about 10 to 15 minutes of prayers. Then off late, post Corona, okay, and when most of us were online, most of us were at home and getting into online, so I enrolled myself into pranayama because I got to know that it kind of builds your immunity, right? Immunity system. And from pranayama, I went into meditation, daily meditation. And then I enrolled myself into certain healing techniques based on sound healing courses and things like that, which I found were, very useful to me. I like them. And all of us, like as human beings, if we like something, we tend to kind of indulge in practicing them more, right? So that is how today it kind of got more streamlined as a daily ritual, prayers, meditation, and healing techniques. So those are the things that I follow, and I find that they're really helping me in kind of balancing my hectic work which used to be earlier, and complete leading a very I would say a luxurious life in terms of not doing any of these exercise and all that, sedentary lifestyle, that's what they say, right? So earlier it was more of sedentary, but today I think it is more organized and disciplined.
That's true. Actually that internal, connecting to the internal thing, it builds our more, it gives more strength on the outer side. So that is what I also feel, that thing developed in me during this corona. So I am really very grateful to the corona thing, though whatever mishap happened, it was supposed to be destined in that way. We can't do anything, but then many people got enlightened because of this thing. And it's
I completely agree, Nafisa, because it is actually a blessing in disguise, I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
For many people, I think another belief system is that even if something wrong is happening, take the good out of that wrong and see why it has happened.
Yeah, that is what, even to my family members, I used to say this same thing. They were always taking the negative side all the time. Negative side of corona happened, this will happen, that will happen. And I was like, why you are into this? See the positive aspect of that, man.
Correct.
Again and again, you are only going to the negative side.
Yes.
See the positivity also. So that is, we have that positive sides also for everything. If there is a morning, there will be night. A day, a day, then a night. So balancing is everywhere. So
absolutely, you need to balance. Yeah.
So coming to what do you think? You're more kind of religious or spiritual, or do you find the both? Both as same, or any differences there? What is your take in that?
Yeah, so as I said, spirituality is more of staying connected to the religion, and for me it is more of a balance. I kind of don't go overtly religious, saying that because I'm curious what was written behind the Vedas or why it happened. I just want to know why it happened, probably read it, and then that's it. there's and take life as it comes, because what used to be practiced many centuries back may not be necessary today. Okay, why I say that is the way how things have evolved and how fast the life has become. You probably have to balance certain things in and certain things out. Okay, but knowing about them, understanding them is something which I firmly believe, and whether you want to practice or not should be left to an individual and up to his freedom of choosing what he likes or what he doesn't.
Absolutely. Even the universe, one of the law of universe, I guess, is about free will, which gives us free will to choose. We cannot run from the consequences though, but we have the free will to choose which path we want to go. That's if God has given us free will, then we human being, who are we, right, to intervene in his this thing.
Right, and I am a firm believer of destiny. What has to happen will happen.
Exactly. So we better go with the flow. That's what.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, true.
Correct. So coming to the next part, like any miraculous event or miraculous event only happened in your life, which gave you a reason to believe more in God, or say oneness or divinity, by whatever name you want to call it. Anything that you can feel comfortable, any one event you can share with us?
Miracle is, I won't say it's a big miracle, but then once, my family and they were kind of going to enroll me in the engineering college. And, we were kind of, this was near Shirdi, okay? My engineering college, I studied in Maharashtra, and we had traveled all the way from Delhi. That's where my father was posted. So we went there, and, there was some talk about beliefs, and there was my parents, myself, and a couple of family members who had accompanied us. And there was some kind of jovial talk, I won't say derogatory, but some kind of jokes that were kind of I think a couple of them spoke about it, saying about the belief, and we found that, because those days there was no mobile phone or no internet or no Google Maps and connectivity. I think there was the very primitive mobile phone, the heavy ones, but then and we couldn't afford those, so we didn't have anything in our hands at that point of time. So, and we found that, we were lost. And even the driver, it was in the interiors of Maharashtra, and then we were just lost, and we were kind of going in circles. And, my mom, she started praying, saying that it was getting late in the dark. She was praying, and then, she wanted to kind of, that was near Shirdi, okay? And she started praying to Sai Baba, and once, and I think she kind of thought in her mind that if everything goes right, then we'll come and have your darshan and all, So I think then, and suddenly we saw that we had come out of that, whatever the forest and all, and then we were, so that kind of instilled some kind of a belief in me, saying that, okay, for all this time, we were going round and round, and there were no people to ask, no boards, signboards, nobody to ask for, and suddenly she thinks of this, and then we are out. So there's some kind of a super force behind, which is kind of, that I would say that was a miracle for me, because we came out, and then we were able to find the place very quickly. And I wouldn't say it was a great miracle, but then it was something that kind of stirred the belief system in me, saying that, okay, something like this can happen, because of a simple thought that occurred in her, and she prayed, we were kind of saved, and we came out of the jungle. So it's a very small event, but then, that's something kind of...
not a small event, so many lives were there, of course.
Yes, absolutely. Even the local driver was not able to figure it out, but then,
So no, it's really lovely. I mean, these things, they do exist. Miracles exist, and they happen in our life every now and then. I mean, by some or the other way. I completely believe in, as you rightly said, I also a firm believer of miracles and destiny. These all things do exist, though people, some of the people, they will be like, no, there is nothing, we can build our own destiny. But then I don't go much into the argument part, but then
Yeah.
I have my own views on that. I respect what view the other person is having. That's it. So,
And I would like to add here, Nafisa, probably their belief is also right. I'm not saying that,
yeah, that is
yeah. What I say is, even though there is destiny, you still need to kind of put in your
of
efforts.
course, yeah, that
Yeah.
is what.
Yeah. Don't
Otherwise,
leave everything to destiny.
yeah, we have to take actions.
Yes.
Otherwise, even God won't come and help us.
Correct.
Correct. So
Exactly.
we have to take action. That is what I said. No, the path we are. I mean, we have to decide which path to go. The consequences are fixed. If you select A path, you will get this result. If you select B path, you will get this result.
Exactly.
So that results are fixed. Only freedom is choosing the paths. That's it.
Yes.
That is what I believe. I mean, I have that.
So true. Yeah.
So as we are heading towards the end, I'd like to ask you, like, what message you'd like to give to my listeners, viewers, and myself.
Sure. So one thing, which I practice, and I kind of don't, preach before I practice. I don't like that because, though all of us hear, a lot of sermons, a lot of advices from people. But one thing is that unless you practice, you should not kind of go about talking about it, right? So first thing I would say that one should develop a consistency around your life. Be consistent in what you do, and no doubt everybody can be a free bird, but then please analyze at what cost, until when you would like to be a free bird, right? And weigh the fact that when you're kind of come into a society or into a family, how good is that for you and your family or friends? Okay. And one thing today, I'm seeing a lot of younger generation who get bored very easily, whether it's online classes or mobile phones or mobile games. They say, oh, it is so boring.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The patience level is not there.
Very less. Yeah. So I have got one piece of advice. If you say that the routine is boring, are you not eating food every day?
Exactly.
Right? Are you not sleeping every day? Is the sun not rising every day? So these are things that have to happen as a cycle, So find meaning to each of your actions also. Okay.
Exactly.
And that's when your boredom will go. And for example, the nature is providing us every day, right? So isn't there a consistency? And if you're part of that nature, if you're part of the mankind, then I think there has to be a belief or a practice. And if not, then come out with a different or a better one. If you don't like this, then suggest something new and make people believe in that. That's what even I follow at office. For example, if somebody suggests, if my suggestion is not good, I tell them, please let me know if there is a better one, and we'll follow that, right?
Yeah, correct.
But don't become a loner, don't become a pessimist, and don't overindulge. If something is really good, I love to see movies, I'll keep on seeing movies. If I love to play games, I play 20 hours of games in 24 hours. Don't become something like that would my advice be. Whether it is social media, whether it is exercise, whether it is food, don't overindulge. Have that kind of a limitation, have a consistency, because too much of everything will lead to being a lot of these depression cases are coming nowadays.
Exactly.
So please stay out of that. Practice, eat healthy, live healthy. I think this is what would be my underlying suggestion to the listeners, especially from the young generation. And then the thing of being bored will kind of disappear from your life.
Exactly. This is something what you are telling about the work life. I mean, life balancing, all about.
Absolutely. Yes.
It's very important right now for the younger generation. Very apt thing you have come up with, piece of advice. I appreciate, sir. True. people do need to balance the things. Otherwise, they are indulging more and more into addictions because
Yes.
yeah, that's true. Absolutely.
And I hope they all find value in what I said. It's just my humble request that please at least follow, some of these points. If you don't like it, you can always leave it, right? But then at least make an attempt.
Yeah, attempt. I mean, they should try, give it a try. Like,
Yes.
yeah, they're more into trial and error, so give it a try at least.
Yeah.
That's true. Thank you so much, sir, for this beautiful piece of advice. It's very, very apt for the current generation. I mean, not meant for all, but yeah, few people are there who are into this, what you are telling. But yeah, it's very, very, very necessary right now. I am really very grateful that you took time to come up. I know you are very, very busy. You have got very hectic and busy schedule, but still you gave your valuable time, and I'm really grateful for that. So thank you so much for this.
The pleasure is all mine, Nafiza, because I am really grateful, for you having me here as part of this session, and whatever I can do for the listeners and for all our friends and the younger generation. I mean, I would really be very grateful and thankful for having putting up with whatever I mentioned. So thank you so much once again.
You're most welcome, sir. And thank you guys for listening to us. Till we meet again, stay blessed, stay happy, and always keep smiling. Hey friends, I want to introduce you all to a fellow podcaster friend of mine, Mr. Soman Sengupta, and his podcast channel Chase Your Dream. Amazing episodes where he has guests from all parts of the world who share their story about chasing their dreams, their struggles, their happiness, and of course their success. It's amazing, and Soman, he believes that where there is a will, there's a way. I strongly recommend to give it a try. Do listen if you believe in your dreams, and do subscribe his channel. It's available on all major platforms like Anchor.fm, Spotify, Apple Podcast and Google Podcast and many more.